Hi, I'm Chris Goodbody. I'm here with another episode of Spotlight on Business, and today I have the privilege of interviewing Chelsea Stude with ReThread Alterations and Amy Rubottom with Nikki Jane's Boutique here in Newberg, right off of 99. So the reason for this interview today is because I met Chelsea in getting involved with the Chamber of Commerce here in Newberg and was very impressed with her enthusiasm, and I hope that enthusiasm comes through as we interview her. And Amy's a good associate of Chelsea's, and so I'm excited to be able to interview them today. Welcoming you now to interview Chelsea Stude with ReThread Alterations and Amy Rubottom with Nikki Jane's Boutique. So Amy and Chelsea, it's good to be with you today. So tell us a little bit about your business. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Amy, the owner of Nikki Jane's. We opened Nikki Jane's in June of 2003. It has just been a great journey. We're so thankful that we're still here 7 years later. I started it because I love fashion. Fashion has always been a passion, and coming to Newberg, which is a very exciting town, it's very up and coming. There's lots of fun things happening here in Newberg, and there was no clothing stores.
Really?
So absolutely none, unless you wanted to go to Fred Meyer, unless you wanted to leave Newberg. So I really saw the need here in Newberg, and I was really excited to start the vision, start the planning, and we ended up doing it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
and you have
really
Chelsea here beside you.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea, why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Chelsea Stude with ReThread Alterations. I specialize in clothing alterations. I've been in the business for over 8 years now. I was trained in England under a German woman and a British woman. So
you actually lived in England then?
Yes, my
Wow.
husband was in the military, and so I worked at a little alteration shop in our small little village that we lived in. And I had 2 women teach me how to do the alterations, but I've been doing basic sewing since I was little. And then when we moved back to the States, I slowly built my reputation, I suppose, as a seamstress, and began my own business about a year ago. I left my full-time job and started my own business. It's been really fun, and I've been very thankful for Amy here. She allows me to meet new clients down here to use her fitting rooms in the back. So it's a great public location for new people to meet.
Noticing the decor here, how does this kind of atmosphere and this kind of feel of a store compare to what you saw in Europe?
I would say it's actually quite similar, which is a great thing because Amy tries to keep her business up and current, which is nice. It's fun to be able to come down here and find something that's new and hip, and not everybody else walking down the street has that same item on that you might see at Fred Meyer's or some other store.
Yeah. And alterations, so is that something you've always been interested in? Or?
Yeah, for the most part, I've really enjoyed doing the alterations. I love the fact that people bring in items that either they've had in their closet forever or they just bought it new and they put it on and then it doesn't fit quite right, and I just start to pull and pin in a few different places and they go, oh, yeah, that's how I've always wanted it. And then once it's all been altered, they put it on and it's exactly what they have wanted and it fits their body versus manufacturing of standard of just one size.
Yeah.
So, and it's been hopefully a great option for Amy's clients as well. They can come in if the trousers are nice and long here, so that they have the option. If you're a tall person, they fit, or if you're a shorter person, you can have them hemmed.
Mm-hmm. And have them hemmed perfectly.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Hemming and doing alterations is huge for fashion. It's important to have everything just fit you perfectly because it looks so much better. It's not expensive to have alterations, and it's really worth it to nip and tuck to just make it specific to that person's body.
Yeah.
It's great. I'm so glad that she's here and it's here all the time.
Yeah, and you've got it seems like a great location. You're right here off of 99 here in downtown Newberg. And so how did you get started in this?
We were actually in a different location. We were just up the road about 3/4 of a mile. We were there for 6 years. I liked that location. It was just fine. Moving here has just been so much better. This location, this area of town is so much more me. And so I'm very thankful. It was a leap of faith to move, and I'm so glad we did. It's really worked out well. Just everything, from the funky floors to the funky ceiling. I had the chandeliers at my other location, but they look so much better here in the taller, with taller ceilings.
Yeah.
And then the foot traffic we get from all the locals and all the tourists. It's just so fun.
Yeah. How would you describe the goal? What are you looking for in terms of your clientele
Sure.
or the kinds of products that you offer?
Right. Well, when I go to market, I really am looking for good quality, nice and fashionable, very comfortable, good fabrics, and very reasonably priced too. There's a lot out there to choose from. So I've found some brands that I love. I go and I, see them every time I go, and then I branch out a little bit and try to find some new ones here and there. There's definitely some brands that I have carried since day one of opening, and then every 6 months or so I pick up a new brand. So it's fun to expand. Our normal kind of everyday clientele, I would say, is between 30 and 60 years of age. So I keep that in mind. We want to be comfy, we want to look good and be presentable. Throw on a scarf to make your outfit, and that's what we're here to do. Whether it's, buy a more expensive pair of jeans or a $16 scarf, we're here to help.
And it looks like you cater primarily to mostly women's
Absolutely,
clothes. And it looks like you have some kids' clothing in the back as well.
We do. We have just a few kids items, mainly for baby shower gifts,
Okay.
blankets, lotions, some books, stuffed animals. Just a small selection. We also have kind of a toddler section of girly things like tutus and bracelets and tiaras and stuff like that.
Cool. But it's mostly women's clothing, no men's clothing, just
Right.
women's clothing.
All women.
And it looks like you've got lots of accessories.
Yes, we really tried to have fabulous accessories at fabulous prices. Fun necklaces, bracelets, hair accessories, earrings and whatnot. So to obviously go with what you've just picked out. Or if you already have an outfit at home, bring it in and we'll find the right accessory for it.
Cool.
Makes a difference.
So Chelsea, how did you meet Amy?
Oh, well, I've heard about her shop since I've lived in Newberg. I've been in Newberg for, it's going to be our 6th year. And we love her clothes and we like shopping in here. And she's so fun, and everybody that works here is so helpful. You can come in and just not really understand fashion or what goes with what, and they will assist you the whole time, which is nice. And then you get to leave here with a great outfit and feel good about yourself. I'm not so trendy. She put this outfit together via my husband, so so it's nice to be able to come in here and say, I don't really know what I'm looking for, and she'll say, well, put this on. This will look great on you, because she really knows different body types
And what looks good.
What looks good on them, yeah. So she's not scared of patterns, so she'll throw it on you, and you look in the mirror, and you're like, oh, I can wear this. So it's nice.
Yeah, good.
So Amy, are you a member of the Chamber of Commerce?
I am, absolutely,
Okay.
since
So
day one.
the reason I want to do this interview is because I met Chelsea for the first time at some of the greeters with the Chamber of Commerce as I joined and started becoming a part of that. And I was really just overwhelmed by her enthusiasm and just her excitement to be. She just always brought so much life to the crowd and the group and
Absolutely.
everything.
Yes,
And so I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about that. How does that, that enthusiasm, how does that affect your business and the things that you're doing?
I think in my business, people are coming to me, and a lot of times it's a very personal time between me and my client, because we're discussing their body, and that can be very private. So to have a high energy and happiness with it, I think it makes it
positiveness.
Positive. It comes off a little easier in the moment to discuss those things. Obviously, not every time is that serious, but there are times, if you've gained a little weight and things need to be let out, we can discuss if that's possible with the clothing item or not, or if things need to be taken in because you've lost some weight. I do wedding gown alterations as well. It's one of my favorite things.
Just coming out of your busy season.
Yeah, busy season just kind of ended for me. This year it started in February, so it's been a long season, but it's been really fun. I try to keep my number of gowns down to what I can fully manage, because I want to be able to do them all myself and not have to hire out any help.
So in terms of your rates, how would you say they compare to other people in your industry?
Sure. When I first moved back to the States, I wanted to make sure that I was at least even with everybody else, because I do the same, if not better, quality work.
Wow.
That's a bold statement, but because I specialize in it versus if you're going to another shop that does multiple things, you're taking more time and it's one-on-one. So my rates basically are the same as everybody else because I'm doing the same thing. So I'm not too expensive and I'm not too cheap to where I'm cutting myself off.
Right.
There you go.
So
Cool.
yeah.
Very reasonable.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep.
So I'm curious too, what are some of the challenges you've had to overcome in your businesses? And I'm asking this to both of you.
Oh, good question. I'd say our other location just didn't have as much foot traffic. So definitely a challenge. We still were able to make it because of the customers wanting to come to the shop and go shopping. Now, being around so many businesses and being downtown, we definitely have more foot traffic, which is just, I mean, it's good for the tourists. I think it's very fun for them when they come down here to go wine tasting, to have different shops to go in, not just tasting room. It's more fun for them and it makes their experience a little bit more well-rounded. So I think that's fabulous. It's good for us too. Obviously, we're here for them and we want them to like what we have. So we do the First Party Art Walk every Friday, the first of the month. So fun. Oh, it is, I mean, all of us stay open late. We have a winery that comes, so we're pouring wine. The shop is full. It's a fun night.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
How about you, Chelsea?
I think a challenge that I've had to overcome in my business, I think it will always be, because I'm a home-based business, I think my largest challenge is making sure that I market myself well, so people that know that I am here in Newberg. I give a lot of credit to the Chamber of Commerce. They have been amazing in helping me to get my business out there. They graciously did an article on me when I first joined the Chamber, and that was published in the newspaper. I also had an article written about me in the newspaper for the Bridal Guide that came out at the beginning of the wedding season, so that's been helpful. So it's just trying to keep my name out there for people to find me. I do have a website, www.facebook.com/ReThread Alterations. You can see all the work that I've done on there, my hours, and my contact information. I am by appointment only, and I'm open Monday through Thursday, 9:30 to 5 o'clock p.m. And then I also take special appointments for wedding gowns if they can't make it in those hours as well.
Okay, great.
I do have a website, www.nikkijanes.com. It's informational only. You'll find some pictures of the shop in general, of us, the brands we carry, but we don't sell online. We do have a Facebook page. You can find us under Nikki Janes Boutique, and I do post pictures every week. I don't have enough time to post everything that comes into the shop. We do get pieces, styles of clothing, jewelry, accessories every single week. So it's always changing, always fun, and I at least try to post a few pictures a week just to give people an idea of what's come in for the week.
Cool.
And I post every Tuesday something new that I've done. I also like to post all the wedding gowns after the wedding has happened because we don't want the groom to see
I never really thought about that.
Yes, you gotta wait.
Yep.
So they're, and I always ask permission from the brides first if they are okay with me sharing their gown online after the wedding. So those come up, you see a lot of those multiple weeks in a row, and then I get back to normal alterations again. So I try to post photos of men's clothing, that ideas of things that men can do to their clothes to make them fit their body a little bit better, something to think about while you're out shopping for suits and shirts and coats. Think about how far the seam is on your suit jacket. If it's hanging off too far, that's probably not the coat that you're going to want to buy. Think about the length. If it's too short, maybe look inside, see how much extra fabric might be in there so the sleeve length can be lowered. Men's trousers, the difference between a pleated front and no pleats in the front, and the looks that come from the difference of that. Different types
Are
of
pleats going out for men?
pleats are headed out, but not necessarily. There is the European style is in at the moment, but you don't have to have it be a very, very skinny trouser. There are more just lean trousers, and that look mostly comes from not having a pleat. And you can have that leaner look without having a skin-tight trouser if you don't want that, if that doesn't
I
fit
love
your body
pleats,
type.
unfortunately. I guess
That's
I'm
okay.
old-fashioned.
I have a lot of clients that still like their pleats, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Usually if you have a pleat, you have a cuff at the
Right.
bottom for your hem.
Yep.
So that's something else that I like to try and educate people on. I try to do shopping education as well in your clothes, things to look for before you buy. I also like to notify people of community events that are happening around Yamhill County to keep people involved, because I'm I try to be involved in our community, volunteering with the Chamber of Commerce and other fun events that happen throughout the year. Because that's also my way of letting people know who I am and where I'm at and how they can get a hold of me and how I can help them.
Cool. And so, Amy, what are your store hours and days of week you're open?
We are open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturdays 11 to 6, and Sundays 12 to 4, and we're closed on Mondays.
Okay, great. All right. So what advice might you give as it relates to fashion? Chelsea's given us some great points.
Yeah. Well, I would say that's the neat thing about fashion. It's always changing. It's always evolving. We see past styles coming back. I would say it's probably good for people to not get overwhelmed. My advice would be every season, pick up one new piece. That just kind of updates your closet a little bit. I think that's very important. Don't change your whole wardrobe for every season, for every trend. Absolutely not. Keep what you have and just update with a few pieces, or at least a few accessories. I think that's important.
Yeah,
I would also say to that with the update something, if you have something that you really love and it is kind of, you can still get away with it, sometimes a basic update of hemming it up. I had a client come in and she had a full-length wool coat that you would normally wear with a long gown or dress in the winter, and she loved the coat, but it was kind of out of fashion to have it be that long, so we hemmed it up to be a cute little pea-length coat.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
now she can wear it all winter long, and it's just
so you can get current fashion from older pieces by making some changes like that. Interesting.
Yep.
Great.
Full-length dresses, make them shorter, different things like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's great.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. I'd change the tailoring a little bit if something's boxy. I mean, you just never know. Take it in and it's perfect.
Great. Well, thank you both so much for your time and the opportunity to interview you guys. I hope things go well, and thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you.
Chris.